If you've seen my photography, you might be curious about how I plan and execute photo shoots from start to finish. And that's what today's video is about. I thought I'd just give you an overview of how I usually pull off a photo shoot. The way I plan for a photo shoot really depends on what type of shoot I'm going to do. So if it's a freestyle shoot, which most of mine are, I actually do very little planning and preparation. If it's a concept or a theme shoot, I do a lot of planning. The same goes for shoots that I specifically put together for creating tutorials like my lighting and posing series. For client portraits like headshots and boudoir, it's not so much about planning as it is about following a loose formula that I've developed over time. So let me tell you how I approach different types of shoots. And I'll just go over each of these for you, and I'll start with what's probably my favorite, and that's freestyle shoots. Now, when I shoot freestyle, I have almost no rules or restrictions. I don't concern myself much with technical issues. I don't worry much about things like color accuracy or nailing technically perfect exposures. I want everything to be free and fun and for things to just kind of develop organically. This isn't to say that I'm not using my technical skills, it's just that I'm letting those things run in the background as I focus on the feel of the pictures I'm capturing. I'll usually start with the general idea of doing something along the lines of what you'd find in my portfolio. You know, the pictures I make tend to be a little edgy, a little sexy and gritty. And so I'll put out a model call on Model Mayhem or Craigslist and see what kind of response I get. You know, some of my favorite photo shoots have been with people who just wanted to do a photo shoot for the experience of doing it, you know, and to get some pictures out of the deal. Lots of times, they're not even really into modeling. They just want to get in front of a camera and do something interesting. So I'll contact the people who seem like they'll be interesting to work with, and we'll start a short email dialogue to work out the details. You know, what's expected from them, what they should bring along in terms of outfits, whether or not to worry about hair and makeup, what I'll give them in exchange for their posing for me. We'll discuss how revealing the pictures are going to be and things like that. Also, they know up front that they're going to have to sign a model release and what they'll get in terms of photos and usage rights for those photos. Basically, I don't want either of us to be surprised or disappointed because we didn't cover important details before the shoot. As far as gear and locations go, I just like to keep all of that as simple and minimal as possible. Locations aren't that important because the environments tend to look ambiguous in my photos, and the less gear I have to deal with, the better. I mean, I've done shoots where all I take with me is a single camera and a 50mm lens and, you know, maybe a flash or two. If I'm not faced with a lot of options, I can just focus on the story that I'm telling with the model. Now, when the model arrives for a shoot, we'll talk for a few minutes to break the ice, and then I'll usually go over my ideas for how the shoot's going to progress. I'll say something like, we'll probably start over here with some basic looks and then come up with a few ideas as we go. Before any photos are taken, I'll also ask her to get out her ID so I can take a photo of that for my records. During the shoot, I like to get the model's input, and I like to approach the shoot as a collaborative effort. That way, she knows that she's free to suggest some ideas that she thinks might make good photos. And you know, lots of times the model, given that freedom to express herself, is going to come up with poses and looks that I wouldn't have thought of. Now, this becomes a real interesting dynamic where someone will take the opportunity to really get out of their comfort zone and push the envelope. I usually want to keep this type of shoot to between 60 and 90 minutes because I don't want either of us to get bored or burnt out. I really think that the photo shoot should be a fun and energizing experience. And you know, there's always a next time if you really want to work with someone again. At the end of the shoot, the model's going to sign the model release, and if she's getting paid for this, I'll give her the payment. And if, you know, this is a trade for photos arrangement, I'll let her know when she can expect to get her photos. If I'm doing a concept or theme shoot, I'll usually spend a few days pre-visualizing what I want the images to look like. And this is where I might put together a collection of reference images that I grab off the web or from magazines. And these are going to be used to help communicate my ideas to the model and anyone else involved in the shoot. This includes hair and makeup people and anyone helping with wardrobe. I need to make a list of props and background items that I'll need, and I have to make sure I have all the gear I need and any backup gear that I can get my hands on. The next step is finding an experienced and dependable model for the shoot, and I usually like to bring on someone that I've worked with before. I mean, if I'm going to be paying for hair and makeup and maybe even studio time, I have to be sure I'm booking a model that I can count on to show up. She's going to know all the details ahead of time too. So she'll be there on time, know what's expected of her, and she'll be ready to get into character and make the shoot a success. If I'm shooting a set of images for a tutorial like my lighting and posing series, it's pretty much the same as with a concept shoot. I usually have a specific style and sequence of images that I want to create, and I have to make sure everything's planned and ready by the time the model shows up. And there's a deeper level of preparation that comes into play with a tutorial shoot. I have to plan on using specific techniques and lighting setups and camera settings and not really deviate from these, because the goal is to demonstrate doing a specific type of shoot using these tools and techniques. I'll usually run through the entire sequence of setups and shots and document all of that before the actual shoot date. Then I'll just reproduce the shots with the actual model when she arrives. Now for clients, and I'll use boudoir clients as an example here, I have a pretty standardized way of working when I'm doing contemporary boudoir. I know the shots that I can do and the time that I have to work with. I already know my lighting setups for each type of shot, and I know what poses work for each type of client. Boudoir is a type of commercial portraiture that involves a type of pre-planning and workflow that's geared toward making the client's experience a good one and producing the kind of photos that she expects. So that's the overview of how I plan and execute most of my shoots. If it's a freestyle shoot, I just need to be ready to roll with my camera, and I don't worry about what I'm going to shoot exactly. I just try to come up with ideas and allow the model to jump into character on the spot. The hardest part is just finding a model who's willing to let loose in front of the camera. If you can find a good model, you're probably going to end up with some good shots. For concept shoots, there's definitely more planning involved, and with commercial portraiture and boudoir, I rely heavily on my own formulas and standardized workflows. Hey, I hope you found this video useful, and as always, if you like this video, go ahead and click that like button, and if you haven't already, go ahead and click subscribe. That's about all I've got for you today. See you next time.